Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Tim's Takeaways. As you'll notice, it's Monday and not Sunday, which is when I typically post these videos. The reason for that is I just had a really busy weekend. On Saturday, I went out to the Miracle League field for a few hours, got some of those photos of those great athletes out there, and then went right to the Hoggard Laney softball game. Yesterday, worked on the middle school roundup for a couple hours, and then just wanted to relax and enjoy some family time for a little bit and kind of get re-energized for this week because I knew it was going to be a busy week. With that being said, I want to get right to some things because I have a lot to talk about this week. We'll start with what happened last week. It was a really good week for our area teams, especially in the private schools and public school playoffs. I know we've got some other sports going on right now, but I kind of want to focus this on the playoffs and what we had going on. So last Tuesday, we had 7 teams still alive, public school teams still alive in the playoffs, and all 7 won, which is remarkable. We don't typically have this many teams qualify and then move on to a third round. So Friday night we had 7 area teams still alive in the third round of the girls soccer and softball playoffs. Unfortunately, when we came out of it, there were just 2 left, but still, to have 7 teams in the third round of the playoffs was quite impressive, and just want to congratulate all those teams that did see their seasons come to a close. That would be the Ashley girls soccer team, the Laney girls soccer team, the Topsail softball team, the Pender softball team, and the Laney softball team. Those 5 teams, great seasons for you guys. Know the season came up a little short of what you had hoped, but just still want to congratulate you and hope you guys don't hang your heads because it was a lot of fun to watch your season and your playoff runs. And like I said, making it to the third round is quite an accomplishment, especially if you consider that this year we actually lost a round of the playoffs due to COVID. So this is typically would have been the 4th round of the playoffs. So if you think about it that way, we had 7 teams in a normal year that would have made it to the 4th round of the playoffs, which is incredible. The 2 teams, public school teams that are still alive, will get back in action in the East Final tomorrow on Tuesday. The Hoggard soccer team will play at Pinecrest at 6 p.m. The Hoggard softball team will host Fuquay Varina at 6 p.m. And they both have, although they've been playing terrific and or deserve to be where they're at, they're going to have to earn a spot in the state championship because the 2 teams that they're playing are incredibly talented. We'll start with soccer. The Hoggard soccer team has to go to Pinecrest. Now, listen to this. Pinecrest has played 17 matches this year. Not a lot of goal in 17 matches. That's unheard of. Somebody you would think would have just gotten behind a defender and would have been able to score, or they would have given up a penalty kick or something. But no, I think it's 139-0 is what they've outscored their opponents. They came down to Wilmington and beat Ashley 2-0 on Friday night. So it'll be a tough test for Hoggard. The one thing I will say is that Pinecrest probably has not faced a player as dynamic as Hoggard freshman Ella Johnson. Now, she does things on the soccer field that we don't typically see high school players do, especially not high school freshmen. So she's one of the best players, not only in this area, not only in this state, but in the entire country. And Pinecrest is going to have its handful with trying to contain her. If they do, Hoggard has plenty of other weapons. Ainsley Norris going to UNCW. She's been on a tear scoring goals. Avery Lemley has had a great playoff run. So plenty of other options for Hoggard. They're definitely not just one-dimensional. So I think this will be the best offense that Pinecrest has gone up against, and I would be shocked if Hoggard doesn't at least score 1 goal. I don't know necessarily that they'll win the game, but I think that shutout streak that Pinecrest has goes down tomorrow night. Softball game is going to be extremely fun. I'll be out at Jack Raspberry Field for that one between Hoggard and Fuquay Varina, 2 of the best players in the entire state. They both pitch and they can both hit. Isis Tresvik of Hoggard, you guys all know about her at this point. She's hitting over 600 with 10 home runs, and she's got a 36-inning shutout streak on the in the circle, so she has not allowed a run the entire playoffs. She'll be matched up against Michelle Tarpey of Fuquay Varina, another just terrific pitcher and hitter. She's committed to NC State. Will be a hitter there at NC State. I think when I just looked a minute ago, she's hitting over 500 with 9 doubles, 4 home runs, and then she's also got an ERA under 1 in the circle. So don't expect a whole lot of offense. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think if either team can scratch across 2 or 3 runs, that may be enough for their pitcher to win that one. So, like I said, I'll be there, have plenty of updates, and then tomorrow's daily roundup is going to be huge because we've got a lot of other sports going on: baseball, wrestling, tennis, and then we've got some private schools that are still around too. So I want to talk a little bit about the private schools that we still have competing for state championships. I'll start with the girls soccer side. Coastal Christian girls soccer team has advanced to the NCISAA 3A state semifinals for the first time in program history. So congratulations to the Centurions. They avenged an earlier season loss to Parrott Academy to advance to the semifinals. They'll have to hit the road and make a pretty long road trip to Forsyth Country Day School. That'll be on Wednesday at 5:30. Wishing the Centurions well, and hope that they can get to their first state championship, which would be an amazing accomplishment, especially considering a lot of the players are really young on that team, so the future extremely bright for the Centurions. Cape Fear Academy has a pair of teams that are still alive and will host semifinal games tomorrow on Tuesday. The boys tennis team is still undefeated, 14-0, just rolling through opponents. They'll host Asheville School at 4 o'clock in the state semifinals of the boys tennis championships. Expect the Hurricanes to win that one and advance to the state championship. On the boys lacrosse side, CFA will host Southlake Christian, which these teams have matched up quite a few times in the playoffs over the last couple of years, so they know each other really well. Cape Fear Academy off to only has 1 loss this year, and they're really playing well. So with it being at home, I expect them to win also and get to the state championship as well. So the Hurricanes, I think, will have 2 teams competing for state championships over the weekend, and I'd love to see both of them bring it back to Wilmington. We'll transition now over to some golf, where last week the regional competitions were held for the public schools, and we had some outstanding individual and team performances. I'll start on the boys' side because they're actually playing in the state championship as I'm speaking right now. On the 4A side, we had Laney sophomore Dylan Workman shoot a 3-under last week at regionals, and Hoggard's Tate Boyer shot a 1-under. Both of those athletes qualified for the state championship, and like I said, they are on the course right now at Pinehurst number 2 playing. So I will be sure to update you in the daily roundup tonight on how they did. We had one individual on the 3A boys side qualify for states. That was Parker Bumgardner from South Brunswick. He shot a 1/72 at the regional last week, and in large part because he made a double eagle on a par 5, which is we don't even hear about that very often on the PGA Tour, let alone at the high school level. So congratulations to Parker for making a 2 on a par 5, which is just nearly impossible to do. But he found a way, and it helped him qualify for the state championship. The girls' state championships get underway tomorrow, and we have we have a team and several individuals that have qualified for that. So on the 3A side, Topsail qualified as a team thanks to Eliza Fogelman and Lindley Cox. Cox shot an 80 to finish as the runner-up. Fogelman shot an 82 to finish third at last week's regionals. And then South Brunswick freshman Jillian Fatkin also qualified as an individual by shooting an 84. We have one golfer on the 4A girls side qualify, and I'm sure you all know who that is because she has just been unstoppable this year. That's Laney's Grace Holcomb. She's won every match she's played in this year, including the regional where she shot a 3-under par, 69, and that is coming off the heels of a 65 at the Mid-Eastern Conference Championship. So she's gone under par in her last 2 rounds of high school golf. She'll be one of the favorites to win the 4A state title tomorrow when action gets going at Pinehurst number 1. So Like I said, I'll have the results from the boys state championships in the daily roundup tonight on Monday, and then the girls play tomorrow Tuesday. I'll have those recaps as well. Well, we're over 10 minutes here on this video, and I usually like to try to keep these at about 7 or 8 minutes, so I think I'm going to go ahead and call that a day, and hopefully next week I'll have plenty more to talk about. Hopefully we'll have some state champions to congratulate, and then maybe I can get on to some baseball, some wrestling, some girls tennis, and some track and field, which are going on right now, but with the playoffs happening are kind of in the shadows right now. But I promise I will get to some of those events once things calm down a little bit and these playoffs get over. So hope you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you next Sunday. Bye bye.